Good morning and welcome to another episode of Ninja Turtles The Next Mutation Reactions. And I needed to make a correction regarding the previous video, Trusting Dr. Queez. I called that episode 11 when in terms of the number of episodes that we have watched up to that point. No, it was the 10th episode, 22nd of the series. It's like, boy, the DVD box set is just a it just does not make it easy to keep track of these things. Anyway, we episode that I will be watching and reacting and commenting on today, Windfall, is did air 11th in terms of the original broadcast order. So it's falling in place perfectly here. Um with the other episodes overall. I did not bother to look up if Dr. Queez appears elsewhere in the series of the only episodes that exist of the show. Didn't want to spoil it for myself in case he does make a future appearance. But yeah, we're just moving right along here. Get into it. Windfall on the next episode here. More stock footage allegedly of New York. No dude looks like he has a lottery ticket. That's a sharp looking plaid jacket. Hey, it's Silver. I was not expecting him to be back. It's it's a a gorilla or Silver, the gorilla from the Himalayas, who's a gangster with with his thugs and stuff in those awesome suits. It it's funny though that this old dude's dialogue is just is all of his dialogue is off camera, and it was like just an bad old man dubbed voice. It's like he has a winning lottery ticket and it ends up in the sewer. And Michelangelo is literally steps on it and it's going to bring it home. Of course, it'd be Michelangelo who would step on it. He steps in something and he just brings it up to his mouth and nose. We don't see him actually drop it on the table with the newspaper or even make a motion to it. Kind of a weird directional shot there. Pouring a Coke onto the cereal. Okay, cool. He's won $112 million, which actually falls in line with some of the Mega Millions Lotto stuff that's happening these days. Typically, we're not seeing it above 100 million too often these days. But I'm trying to think. Wasn't there an episode of the '87 cartoon series where there was a lottery or something? No, I'm thinking of an episode of Hey Do where Do wins a lottery, but ends up spending his own money in savings because it turns out that he was too young to claim the winnings. So Silver and his goons, those awesome suits and hats. I don't, you know what, Silver? I don't think you can actually bite his head off. Also, looks like Silver has more goons these times too. You didn't win anything, Mikey. You found the ticket. So is Silver and Company going to crash the Turtles' lair? Michelangelo's gotten high on his own nonsense. Considering everything that Michelangelo eats, it's like it's totally unbelievable that he will flip because of it. Michelangelo is also becoming sounding a bit more douchey than usual too, as it relates to the series. But but here's the big question, Michelangelo: how the hell are you going to cash it in? How are you going to claim it? Well, wait a second. But again, you're all turtles and you're mutants. Yeah, keyword there. Found, Michelangelo. You found the ticket there. And Leonardo just trying to suck up and kiss ass. This is a little bit depressing there. And where is he's gonna put the ticket? Because he doesn't. As far as I know, the Venus has some pockets on her gear for her Shinobi orbs. But as far as the other turtles, though, I don't think they have any pockets. You know, Silver is right. The turtles can be rude. And, and Silver is right. He is there on business. He's there to claim the lottery ticket that he attempted to steal. Nice job, Michelangelo. Well, at the very least, Silver admits that he was stealing it, so it works out here. One of Silver's dudes was just leaning out from behind a corner a bit mysteriously. Leonardo, you are green. Okay, that's clever. One of Silver's goons ambushing Michelangelo with a little bit of a rope trick to get the ticket. That's clever. Okay, she has some blue orbs. That's weird. But credit to this the silver minion. He's doing the Michael Jackson what was it, maybe Buster Keaton like leans, smooth criminal leans. That was actually an adorable shot of Venus with her hand. Yeah, Venus is totally a lady. You know what? I approve of Silver's goons as ganging up and beating the crap out of Raphael. I totally approve. Well, hey, Leonardo's actually making use of his sword here, which is basically a nod to the '87 series in terms of dropping people's pants. No, it's a G-rated use of the sword. but it is very much a scramble for the lottery ticket. You know, Silver just stepping on Leo's shell, pinning him down, calling him Greenie. I love it. How many goons did Silver bring down here? Because seems to be a bit of a continuity, like with how they were ganging up on him. One, two, three, four. It seems like there were a lot more goons than what it seemed like. Leonardo being downright depressed and being enraged at being called a greenie is kind of silly, but it works. Uh, they're just gonna leave my man here glued to the floor. Oh, poor dude. Well, I'm hoping he realizes he can just take his shoes off and get out that way. Those are nice shoes. Those shoes that goes along with those bright neon suits. Ice packs and stuff. Oh, and then there's this asshole. Splinter, considering how you were in the previous episode, well, Splinter, maybe if you weren't being a dick, everyone could and like and when we're get to the part where you guys got your ass kicked by Silver and his goons. Or at least Splinter is at least making sense that the Michelangelo could never claim the ticket anyway. Well, maybe a quarter. So this is gonna be another episode where Turtle goes rogue because of Splinter putting his foot down and being. So this is back to back episodes where Splinter is laying down the law of sorts, but it comes at the expense of being put at odds with one of the turtles. And they're making a ninja salad. Like, wait a second. You can't claim Splinter is whack when in a previous episode he was basically tearing into Donatello's love of science and getting Dr. Quizz's science books. You can't. The continuity there is like, and the ignorance of that. Obviously, because that episode originally aired much later in the series than this episode, but still, the contradiction and hypocrisy is very much on display. Yes, Donatello, you up anything for a particle accelerator. Can't blame Donatello. Donatello ignored Master Splinter pretty much in the previous episode of Venus, so it's par for the course here to advance the plot. It's not just about wait a second. The line here that Michelangelo should be using is, "We're not just doing this for money. We're doing this for a shitload of money." Credit to obviously from Spaceballs, but The the thermal scan for there's always a Raven Central Park. So okay, yes, stock footage of the vehicles. No, no, I know in an earlier episode that they certified the eye in the sky, thermal imaging, tracking, and all that stuff. That was all established early in the series, or earlier in the season, in an earlier episode. It just stretches things a bit. That it's like, yes, we can find where Silver is hanging out. Like, what? Do you know his Silver's body temperature because he's an ape man? Are you tracking in? Were they tracking in on the number of goons that he has? Because it's not unusual for a lot of people to like get together and hang out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Silver has about a dozen henchmen. Bum. And Silver at least is very much aware. Like, yeah, something seems wrong. They got company. Silver does has a great pad, but okay, it's established in it. So Silver's hideout is in Central Park. It's a bit it's a bit of a stretch there. Uh, okay, that was a bit sad. Silver grabbing a vine and just walking off doing the Tarzan yo. That was a bit that was a bit sad there to see. Donatello's bow staff can shoot a net out of it, and we know it can extend to a full length staff. And and I'm going to also comment on this in relation to the Trusted Doctor Queez episode. The the stunt work and some of the continuity, not the continuity, the choreography certainly works. And why did Raphael ruin Silver's shoes, sticking his size through them to pin him to a? Ooh, he just got cracked in the shins. Damn, he that dude totally got framed. Poor Silver, his small minion trying to swing at Raphael, just cracking him in the shins. That hurts me. The monkey on the back line doesn't really work the because Silver's guys aren't monkeys. They're just hoods. Venus just got the bag on her. Big swing. Three big haymakers. I can appreciate that. Why didn't Mikey just take the lotto ticket from Leo? Uh, Silver asking for some ice for his shins. Wonderful. That's a perfect capper to that scene. Is this episode going to end with Splinter finding the old dude to them to get the ticket back to? Leonardo's Ninja Hut. And once again, Splinter is pissed. Damn, damn. At least it's consistent. where 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 Splinter was ripping into Venus, saying that she was going to be judged twice as hard as the others because of her upbringing, and the fact that he's actually saying that to her here, like fuck Splinter. And Raphael actually pointing out and throwing it in Splinter's face that's like, you know what, they're trying to get out of the sewers. It's like, damn. And it is playing, and he's just playing to their good conscience. Yeah, I'm sorry, but no, Splinter's moral lessons here does not work. Considering considering how how awful he's been, and damn, they have to wheel Silver in on a hand truck, and his shins are at least are at least like are like they're showing that he suffered an injury. We gotta give credit to that. Well, again, Silver was right though. It's like they were just trying to like he was going to just leave him alone, and like saying that they're going to be like they're going to be enemies, straight up, formally enemies. It's a hell of a declaration there. And the turtles doing the ninja vanish is kind of to escape. Certainly is an interesting choice to end that episode. Um, this okay. The whole lotto ticket things, like the logic there, like and Elise has brought up and said that okay, Michelangelo, you're not going to be able to cash in the damn ticket anyway. You're a mutant turtle, and the logic, and as Elise said in the episode where okay, Mikey found the ticket, and Silver says like I stole it first, and it's a fairness girl. Okay, at least all that being referenced within the episode, at least it goes to show that at least there was a logic being followed there. The fight scenes, the two big fight scenes, and potentially what could have been a third. The setups for them and the choreography was really good. Um, I generally like Silver's henchmen. They're all in those zoot suits and stuff, and since they are more human, they certainly have big expressions on their faces for any of like the more comedic spots that get worked in. Okay, I'm not sure how much audio we have lost there. Gonna be interesting if it was there, but as I was saying, like Splinter can just fuck off. Um, but generally, it's a fine one shot episode. I was not expecting Silver to be back for another appearance. Although with a title like Windfall, should have been obvious. But I really don't have much. You know what? I will say that, and I will go give praise there. The fact that Silver suffered an injury, asked for told one of his minions to get him some ice, and the last thing we see of him is that his shins are basically bandaged up in a way where it's like he can't really walk and he has to be pushed around on a hand cart or hand truck. It is goes it's nice little touches there. With that said, I don't really have much more else to say about this episode. So on that note, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Tighten your friendship bracelets. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.